Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fableheim and Iratus, Lord of the Dead. We continue our Memescendence where we left it off last time. And we'll begin today by constructing the Dead Lake. This gives us a 10% chance to find a random artifact after combat.
Millennia has tainted the waters around my tomb. I can feel something alive beneath the dark surface of the lake. Something I can use.
Something that we can use. I believe it is an eldritch abomination that lurks below. Because he mentions, Iratus at some point mentions that to stare upon it would invite madness. So I always like to say that it's Yog-Sothoth, my favorite of the eldritch abominations from Lovecraftian lore, but feel free to leave down below if you have your own favorite abomination. Everyone should have their own favorite abomination. No, that's fine. I don't care. It's fine if you don't. This is only a minus 12, and it has 19. Some quick maths tells me... Oh, this is going to be ugly, isn't it? Huh. Yep. Well, we're about to take some damage, my friends. But it's fine. It's fine. 3 hit points. 3 hit points. That 7 remaining armor came in handy. 1 hit point. Oh, I can't eat it. Instantly kills an enemy with less than 25% vigor. The Ghoul gains 20 vigor, 8 attack, 8 dread, 8 luck, and 8 evasion until battle ends. Ignores block. Bosses and inedible enemies are immune. Huh. Weird. Okay. I didn't know about that stipulation. But hey, today we learned. You know? Huh. This is 2, right? Okay. Let's see if we can prevent the demolitions expert from going well. Okay. The golem is going to die to the spider venom.
This is what 1,000 years of evolution looks like? Yeah, pathetic.
And this guy's going to go boom. So we have to kill him.
This will be your end.
Okay. We killed him. That was easy. Now for today, I don't really have... Oops. This should be fine. I don't really have plans to change things up that much. Because I have lots of plans, I should say. But I don't have any plans that will, that can be easily acted upon, we'll say. That's how I'm going to phrase this. We have many requests. One of them is something that I would like to see happen, and that is Murder Banshee. I love me some good old Murder Banshee. And I was thinking before I started recording, which is always a dangerous thing.
I didn't think it would be this easy.
Would it be possible for double Murder Banshee?
As your suffering ends, your service begins.
The Pharaoh Mask. I don't like this item. Minus 30 luck is good. On a random target, oh, the Shackles of War. Hey, we got the OP busted item again. That's funny. So real quick, before I get too sidetracked. What I was thinking about with double Murder Banshee. So the way the Murder Banshee works is the Banshee is kind of like a dread debuff support character, but she scales her attack super well. Each bonus is plus 6. With 6 maximum upgrades, that's plus 36 attack. Which brings her to 40 to 41. Which is a lot of damage, and that's before any items, any buffs. I think that might include this? Maybe not. Anyway, the point is, it scales very well. Very high. And so with that, you upgrade Howl, her Wrath ability that can be used in the first second slot, up to Shattering Howl, which deals 125% of her damage, and it will stun the first 2 slots. So the idea is you're expending this Wrath to deal an obscene amount of damage and stun to targets. It's very powerful. But I was thinking if we had a second Banshee that was using Morbid Howl, but this only does 50% damage, and we have 2 people trying to use 50 Wrath, which is super expensive. Maybe we can make it work. After all, the ghouls can recover 50 Wrath whenever they feel like it, by eating someone. Which, by the way, Solus pointed out correctly that this damage when the ghoul tries to bite one of its friends, that is reduced by armor. So, our good old Blood Phantasm reduces that by a little bit passively. Isn't that nifty? As for our mummy friend, what are we going to do? Well, if we're going to do the funny mummy build, then we need Vengeance Beam eventually.
Well, my minion.
We'll see if we get there. My attack is already at a 6 cost. I don't like that. Guess hold on to those points then. For the ghoul, attack. What did you think was going to happen? Must have attack. So, I've been debating this a lot here. The Savage Instincts upgrade. This ability deals more damage when an enemy has a buff or debuff. The Predatory Instincts path makes it so that it will deal more damage per buff or debuff. But, with the combination of the Murder Mummy reducing enemy luck, we've been critting noticeably. And Savage Cunning makes it so that crit damage is 225%, which is a lot of crit damage. So I'm thinking we're going to do that.
Now, prove yourself worthy of my investment.
Seems good. I think that's the play. Besides, how lovely is the scale? Luck scales decently too. 3, the max is 7, 24, 21, 21. Not bad. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. Good old Black Widow. We're being funny, so obviously attack. Her attack doesn't scale horribly well, but we're here for the memes, in case you hadn't noticed. We're going to build the excavation site, which I think takes a skeleton, which we have. Boop.
How did these bodies wind up here, I wonder? Was there an effort to set me free sometime in the past? Regardless, these remains will be used as fuel for my growing army.
There's probably an effort to set him free. Also, last time, I was so focused on destruction, as one should be, as one should not be, that I kind of forgot that we were doing this. We need to make sure we go towards gray matter because all of my ideas don't mean anything if I don't have brains to enact them. So that's what we're going to do. I have a handy-dandy notebook of all the sacrificial items. Okay, to the dark gods we shall sacrifice the Dark Knight. This is because the Dark Knight...
Hardly an inspiring leader, but irrelevant for the armies of undead.
Will give us... what's it called? The book. Ooh, the leg cuffs. The Book of Ancient Wisdom makes it so that Iratus gains additional experience, and we need experience for Iratus, so that's why we sacrifice the Dark Knight. Each minion has its own item that it will... well, consumable artifact that it will produce when you sacrifice them. There is, Solus, compile the list. Thank you, Solus. But it can also be found in the game files, somewhere. So, the plan. The plan. I don't want to go left. I don't want to do that. We're going to go right. Oh, I need the spider again. Well, I don't need the spider. The spider would be nifty. Screw it. We'll just punch through its armor. Who cares? I don't care. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm gonna hit the miner, though, and remove all of his stuffs. Ah, crit's beautiful. See? I knew it was the right call. I knew it. I could try and eat this guy, but that's a lot of wrath we need to generate.
Death
Okay.
delivered.
I'll just kill him. I forgot how ridiculously... Not forgot, but everything feels so much squishier. And it's wonderful. I'm so used to the Eternal Harvest settings. I did some playtesting of Eternal Harvest 5. And it was spoopy. It was very spoopy. I didn't like it. It felt... I was actually thinking about this. I was thinking about... Well, 15 armor is a lot, it turns out. I was thinking about doing streaming. Because... Well, just... I have a bunch of other games that I would like to play, and making series for all of them seems challenging. But besides that, I was thinking primarily relevant to this discussion was that Eternal Harvest 5
Maybe I'll craft this one into furniture.
seems like there's going to be a lot of failure. A lot of testing and potentially stumbling and restarting. And that seems far more conducive to a stream environment than it is a video making environment. Should I wait? Oh, I can't wait. I should probably heal with the other ghoul, shouldn't I? Probably. That would make sense. Unfortunately, the other ghoul is stunned, and I can't... Oh, I can remove that with the mummy. Okay. Lol. Well, now I have to wait a turn. Min-maxing is hard. I don't think I'm going to be able to heal. Because you have to do... Oh, I guess you can do your stance. Sure. Whatever. That works. This is fine. Everything's fine.
Good, good. More materials. Ooh, I didn't think it would be this easy.
3 talent points. And that is the power of the book.
Through
So grab Relic Seeker.
transformation, the will becomes free.
This will increase our chance to receive artifacts at the end of battle by 20%. Good stuff. Good stuff. Then we need gray matter. So we need to save up 2 points. We'll grab gray matter and then we'll move on with our lives. 'Tis the plan. 'Tis the plan. Well, I didn't even need to do all that microing. Because we had a fountain here. Fountains are usually either lifesavers or a complete waste of time. And usually nothing in between. But we'll bring out the spider. Because we have... Actually, there's a lot of annoying things happening here. We have someone to spit on, first of all. We gotta spit on some fools. And we need to kill this headsman really fast. That's what I think needs to happen. Also, someone's walking around upstairs and it's literally 3 a.m. That's okay. That's okay. I just hope you can't hear them. Which I'm not sure if you can or not. I do have filters. I have a lot of filters on my freaking microphone. But I always get nervous about them whenever there's excess noise around. But whatever. We aren't here to talk about that. We're here to talk about killing things. And we're killing things... Well, in case you weren't familiar, the headhunters, or excuse me, headsmen, are very irritating. I have lost many a creatures to their foul magics. And by magics, I mean the fact that they're literally an executioner.
One less annoyance in the world.
That was a 136 crit. That seemed pretty good to me. Yep. I knew that crit upgrade was the right call. I could feel it in my bones. And my bones were correct for once. I always love it when my gut feeling turns out to be correct, you know?
Strength through pain.
I'm gonna spit on this dude, because I don't like his armor. And then we're gonna kill him. This build has worked out so well. I was thinking, the ghouls have worked out so well.
This never gets old.
That I was actually thinking, if we have enough brains, I might as well just make more ghouls. I briefly talked about the quadruple ghoul request that I had, which I still think is insane. But it's an insanity that I think could be possible. Even though they literally don't synergize with each other at all when there's 4 of them. Like, they're scaling to Oblivion and beyond because of the mummy. Like that. Isn't that beautiful? 133 great. But we should probably use our brains for other things. You know, variety. Variety is the spice of life. I encourage all of you to try it. We have, some choices. The Burning Blood. The minion's attacks restore 15% of damage dealt as Wrath. I've actually never used this, but that could be very useful. The Serpent Skull. If the minion starts their turn in position 3 or 4, they receive +3 luck and +3% critical damage until the end of battle. Is there a character that could really, really mess with people because of this? The Bull Skull. If the minion starts their turn in position 1 or 2, they receive +5 vigor until the end of battle. Stacks up to 5 times. And this vigor does come in as healing. Does that make sense? So it's not just an empty 5 vigor. It's 5 vigor that you're healed and given for maximum. And then apparently, I think, if I understood this correctly, if you have the 25 vigor counts as a bonus. So when battle ends, say for example you're up to 125 vigor because of the Bull Skull, just 5 turns have passed. If you end at 100 vigor, 100 out of 125, you should be full vigor after combat because 100 is your normal, usual cap. I think that's how that works. Anyway, we're taking... Burning Blood could be so good though. I'm thinking of the Serpent Skull. Because this is hilarious. Burning Blood will allow us to chain eat people with our current group, but I'm thinking in the future as well. The Banshee being able to constantly stun for Murdershee, or the Lich being able to constantly summon additional ads.
More for me.
We'll take the Serpent Skull. Because, let's take a quick look real quick. Is there any character here that sticks out to me that screams Serpent Skull? The Bride. The Bride screams Serpent Skull. Is there anyone else besides the Bride? A Bride crit build is not a meme build. It's very, very meta. Of course, usually it's with her item. I don't think it uses Serpent Skull. It uses the piercing bone and her unique item, and she just goes to town and mows down everything. Alright, we'll give it to the mummy. Murder Mummy. The Murder Mummy does have a high level of luck baseline, and because we're reducing enemy luck, we're going to be critting a lot. It's pretty good. Why? Okay, so while we're here, let's think of other ways to reduce enemy armor, shall we? There are plenty of ways to ignore it. We have the skeleton, who ignores armor, doesn't care at all. We have the zombie, doesn't care at all, just blows through it. We have... Frontline zombie would be hilarious, wouldn't it? We would need the warrior bones. That was actually a recommendation. I'm sorry, I can't remember who recommended it, but that was... The zombie was the original trigger in my mind, that comment, for trying to figure out how the warrior bones would facilitate spellcasters in the front line. And I'm curious. You can get rid of armor too, right? Yes. Do we bring out the headhunter? We would have no real frontline if I do what I'm thinking of doing. I mean, with the Vampire Fang, it could be done. Speaking of the Vampire. She doesn't get rid of armor, though. You don't... Wow. I don't think the Ghoul can with this. Yeah. There's really not a whole lot of ways to strip it. I mean, the Fallen Dhampir can. We've seen that, though. Is it really just the Spider and the Dhampir? I have to be missing something. Get rid of resistance. You don't do anything. What if we just ignore it again? That sounds like something I would do. That does sound like something I would do, doesn't it? Wow. You know what? We're here for the memes. Who needs a tank?
Despite a lack of eyes, they know to aim for the neck.
I need to keep that in the back of my mind, too. That, we're here for the memes. The enemy attack loses all armor and resistance till battle ends. Go. We're here for the memes, so don't think too much, huh? Attack. Now, the downside here is that without the mechanical eye, the headhunter has a relatively high chance of missing. The good news is that because of what we're fighting, it doesn't really matter if he misses. These things do not dodge at all. Although I am gonna... How much do I want to kill this? I want to kill it a lot. Hey! We rolled the die. We rolled it well, too. Can we do it again? Want to see me do it again? No. Alright. Well, let's just get started, shall we? This does put the mummy in an awkward position.
Strength through pain.
But we'll keep trying. Ow. Oh no! They have marked the headhunter. It's a good thing I pulled the headhunter out of these positions, isn't it? Because, he would have...
soon embrace your new existence.
He would have gotten hit, I bet. So we'll mark this again, because this position is very dead. So dead.
Impale this wretch.
Beautiful. And then we're gonna blop him. Blop him in the face. I should have held. It's whatever. Everything's going swell. This mark is unfortunate, but not much that can be done about that, I'm afraid. I'm just gonna try and kill this guy. That is my play. Well, this went well. Oh, this can only hit this. Whatever. I think we can count this as a complete success.
Become part of the breathless tide.
Well, less of a success, but still a success. So I say, don't kill it, please. I need to eat. Myself. Wait, no. The lunch break. Eat the lunch break. There we go. That went well.
Predictable outcome.
So much moving around happens with the headhunter and double ghouls. Like, that was kind of a headache and a half, but we made it. We made it work. We're gonna hold our points for one more level so we can get more attack. Murder mummy. Must murder. I'm compelled. So, what do I think about the headhunter? Well, I think it served its purpose. Also, an interesting note about the leg cuffs. I've been debating ghoul leg cuffs for, I don't even know, a long time. The leg cuffs make it so that a minion cannot be moved. Just can't be moved. Now you might be wondering, why on earth would you leg cuffs a ghoul? Well, because they move a lot. Specifically, Butcher and Savage Instincts move them all over the freaking place. I'm not sure how this would interact with multiple ghouls, all the moving we're doing, but I feel like if you wanted to stick the ghoul in a composition, just put her there to put her there, the leg cuffs might be mandatory. I also am not sure about this question that I'm about to ask, but can a minion with leg cuffs be moved by your spells? I don't know. Might be time to build the... I guess we'll build the final two buildings. So we'll get an Arena Run and an Abode of Wrath. So we need a Skeleton... Skeleton and Zambi, right? I know I'm not that crazy. Skeleton and Dark Knights. Okay. That's half crazy. I was half as crazy as I thought I was.
Humans become much sturdier when you strip them of their vital organs.
Funny how that works. Get rid of all the squishy bits and they're no longer squishy.
The whispers within this structure could drive a mortal mad within moments. Even my undead heart begins to stir in its presence.
Even your undead heart, huh? So we are a pawn cultists. What do we want to do with this? We have a lot of options. One, if we want to see the mummy stuff, the absolute mummy shenanigans, which is many vengeance beams, then we're gonna need at least 3 cursed wraps. Cursed bandages. So I think that's the ideal number. 3 vengeance beaming mummies. And then I don't even know what would be in the 4th slot. Just something. We could set up for the Murder Banshee. That's the thing we could set up for. We would need her slipper to give her some level of survivability. The Blood Phantasm is being cute. I guess we could put him... He is our quote-unquote main tank. We could also bring out the Black Widow, give her envenomed spines. Is that a thing that we're interested in? I don't know. Actually, I am kind of interested in it because of Poisoned Web. I've never actually used this ability before, but it will enhance Spider Venom 2 times. I'm also curious of the chains because the Blood Phantasm is kind of the fun project at the moment. Alright. I have been sold on the Blood Phantasm. Because the Blood Phantasm... Oh, I might be able to get both. The Blood Phantasm as well. This was just fixed, first of all. So, for my excuse of testing more patch note stuff, the Crimson Chains, each character attacking the Blood Phantasm receives ignition that deals 20 true damage each turn for 3 turns. This was fixed because apparently it wouldn't always trigger when the Blood Phantasm was hit. Now it should. And it will apply ignition, which is a debuff for our ghouls to do more damage. At least that's how it's supposed to go. And yeah, we are supposed to be bringing the Black Widow to deal with the Spearman because it has armor, but we're just going to go ahead and laugh at it and say no. I figured that was the best result right now. The character here that is very annoying is the Adamant. And, yeah. Actually, there are a few that are very annoying. The Adamant being one of them. The Demolitions Expert being the other. Basically. You know, I might wait my turn. That might be... Well, he did what he was supposed to do. He got hit. He did the thing. I could have eaten the stun, or the sleep, excuse me, but I decided not to. Hopefully this actually hits 2 people. I don't remember if it does. No. Okay, and that's why I hate the Spearman, the guard. The guard with the spear. Are you dead? You're dead. Okay. Cool. I guess I'm just going to wait and pull the spearman out of his stance. Actually, if I do... Are we going to be responsible, team? Is that a thing we're going to be doing? I'm going to go ahead and say no. It's looking like a no.
One more
we'll
for
see.
the stockpiles.
You know what? Maybe it is. We're going to be responsible. There we go. I stopped the demolitions expert and I pulled the guard out of his stance all in one turn. That's when you know you're good at the video game. Although speaking of the stance. Why? Alright, well, let's use some magic, shall we? We'll be using the Volley of Spears. This deals physical damage and a 100% additional physical damage if the target is debuffed, which he is. And that's it.
Making a mass grave.
I kind of thought it did something else, but that's not that ability. So that went well. Turns out magic can be useful. Who would have thunk? Aw.
Toss them in with the rest.
I wanted to eat it. But mommy... I don't know why that's what came into my head, but it was. I'm just gonna slap you. Oh, I just got a vision of the past.
Your frail bodies fail you.
What do they call that? Deja vu. I don't know why I call it a vision of the past. Of our blood phantasm slapping the last boss and breaking it. Good times. In case you haven't seen it, it was good stuff. I broke the game, and I've never been proud of myself. Never been more proud of myself.
Mine is the winning side.
Hey, we got the burning blood. I'm so glad I didn't pick that up earlier. Rewarded. Rewarded for being stingy. Finally, we have 3 points so we can pick up gray matter.
The formulae reveal their secrets.
Increases the chance of receiving a brain at the end of a battle by 50%. I think that going at least this far down this tree is basically a necessity. I do. I think that you need Architecture Buff, Relic Seeker, and Grey Matter. Basically on every playthrough, no matter what you're going to do. Amateur Surgeon, maybe. It's only 1 point, so I usually pick it up. And on higher difficulties, I think you absolutely, without question, need Advanced Doctor as well, to increase the amount of vigor that you get by using Distillation. And with our playthrough, we're probably going to be picking up Experimental Calcination to increase the amount of mana we can restore using Calcination. But we'll see. The Crimson Chains put in work, so I'm happy. We have before us a Cultist. I'm probably gonna... To be fair, if we get the Cursed Bandages now, even though it's not going to be particularly useful, we can give the mummy a way to heal. We used to move him one position forward, Vengeance Beam, and then heal for an easy 20. Why does that sound so smart? That sounds really smart, team. It's not very often that I don't want to do a smart thing, you know? Smart things are usually smart. That's why they're called smart things. I want this better than him. I can't help it. I guess you can go there for now. I want the venom. I need the venom. So I should probably upgrade this to Acid Spit. I want to go with Toxic Spit for more damage. I love the Mahe. But we've learned the hard way that minus 12 is not enough reduction. We're probably going to need the minus 18. You know, that would actually give us a sizable chunker, huh? 120% damage is nothing to scoff at. Okay.
My enemies are in for a nasty surprise.
Can't say I'm happy with it, but We do what we need to do, you know? We need the minus 18. Venom Spikes. This doubles. Well, I guess I'll just read it. The Black Widow's attacks, except for the counter damage dealt by Spiky Cocoon, also increase the Spider Venom effect by 1. Effectively, it doubles our applications of Spider Venom. So, it's a good thing I brought out the Black Widow, because we have a Construct. Oh, joy. Constructs are such a pain. Will the Adamant kill the Construct? That's actually a question I don't know the answer to. Huh. I don't know.
Making a mass grave.
That spell's turning out to be pretty helpful. Oh wait. Oh wait. You know what? We'll buff our murder mummy. By the way, in case you weren't sure, the Adaman, well, the feature's kind of irrelevant. All allies gain +1 attack until the battle ends each time the Adaman receives damage. That's not what I was talking about. The Adaman has an ability where if anyone is below 20% vigor or sanity, it might just be vigor, the Adaman will kill them.
Ooh, this one voided its bowels just as it died.
She'll kill them, recover to full health, is it? And then gain a new Blanken ward. I think that's how it works. So, well, you get to see it here. Maybe. 3 hit points. You're one unlucky person. There it is. Thou it be. So, I guess let's go on the Cocoon real quick. She also gains a respectable buff. Increased damage up by 50%. It's pretty big. So, if you can avoid that, it's probably a good idea to do so. Guess I'm gonna eat her. That sounds like fun. This is what you get for killing your teammate.
This is my kind of entertainment.
I don't think that can be dodged, based on what I've seen so far. Ooh. After killing an enemy with a critical hit, the minion gains 10% of the experience from the current level. I mean, that's probably really good for certain builds. Someone... It was a long time ago now, because I've gotten that before. Attack. The murder mummy grows. Now we need to wait 4 levels before we can upgrade this again. Or just get some rare parts. In slot 'em in. Someone, once upon a time, told me about the Spike Carapace. So after killing an enemy with a critical hit, the minion gains 10% of the experience in the current level. Most characters can't really guarantee this, but they used the Bride of Iratus, who can, by this. Her Wrath ability will always inflict a critical hit. And they basically just farmed experience on the Bride. And they had, I can't remember how high it was. It was incredibly high. Like, we relied on one character for basically the entirety of my Good Always Wins playthrough, and it was like 10 levels higher than her. So it was insane how much experience you can actually get with that. What is this enemy composition? This seems like a headhunter fight, honestly. I mean, my concern, I do have a concern, is that with all of the movement we're doing, the spear people are just gonna, you know, stab us with their stance. Oh, anyway, I want to look at talents real quick. So, we could just be done here. I mean, Calcinate could be useful. I love this ire tree down here, but I don't think I'm going to touch it for a while. I don't think we're going to. Black incense would be nice. I don't really care about any of that. We might just do destruction stuffs. Love my hands bloody. This could be really helpful with a few builds. Alright, we'll just do destruction stuff now. Unless there's something I think of that we need. And I guess I just kill them. Just murder them. Okay. We have the Mummy and we have the Black Widow, both of whom can interrupt stances, if that was something we think is overtly necessary.
Being born was your first mistake.
It's also pretty cool when you can just
your last.
Obliterate people. That's cool. That's cool. I pulled the one that's not going next, because I don't want them all to instantly stance up. 73. I don't really want you to move at the moment. Oh, you're gonna go boom. Alright. Oh. Now we pull this forward to interrupt the stance and prevent the Demolition Expert from going boom. Wow! It's like I calculated this. I didn't, but it's like I did. You know? I can also...
One by one, life vanishes from this world.
Okay. That's cool. Who cares about this stance?
World will be mine.
When you can just one-shot them. Yes! We got the fangs! Oh... Oh, so much potential. So the Vampire Fangs restores 15% of damage dealt as Vigor, and there are too many characters that you can do insane amounts of things with this. Like some characters, I'm just dumping poison to attack, by the way. Literally zero thought process happening here. Some characters I don't think can be on the front line without the Vampire Fangs. I just don't. I think it's too much to ask. And part of me thinks that the Ghoul is one of those characters. Even though the Ghoul can recover by eating her friends, she can recover by digesting stuff, I feel like the Vampire Fangs adds that level of security to the Ghoul's well-being. That being said, we're on more pain. We're here for the memes. So, I discussed earlier about frontline Lich. Yep. A tanking Lich. And the way that I was going to get the Lich to survive through mostly everything was through the Vampire Fangs. Because if the Lich is in the first position, when they use Shrapnel, which the upgrade by itself makes it so that it'll hit 2 random enemies and the first ally, the ally in the first position, if the Lich is that ally in the first position, it won't do that. It'll just hit 2 enemies, and then you'll just heal for 2 hits of shrapnel. But I'm afraid of doing it without the warrior bones to reduce the physical damage. A little afraid. But I mean, the Black Widow's been surviving, and she has no armor. She does have 130 vigor, which is kind of impressive. As for who else the Fangs can facilitate, the Headhunter, you've seen deals an obscene amount of damage. And he also has some armor, some baseline armor. 6 baseline, this one has 8. Putting the Fangs on him could make him a decent frontliner, actually. Which is a scary thought. I mean, even... not really the zombie. The zombie requires too much setup, I think. Let's see, who else could we really make the Fangs work with? The skeleton. The smite. So like Lost Soul smite shenanigans. The skeleton would heal for each swing. It's not as impressive as some other characters, but it works. We've tested it. And I think that's mainly it. So, oh, and the Shade. The Shade doesn't need it though, because the Shade's class item heals him as well. Other people are not that lucky. Speaking of Shade class item, I have no idea what type of item we want from this coffin, but we're going to roll the coffin. You have got to be kidding me. Okay, we have before us the leg cuffs. We've seen this, the minion can't be moved. The Vampire Fangs restores 15% of damage dealt as Vigor. We have one of these. I'd love another one. But we rolled a mythical item. One that I did not see in our entire Eternal Harvest playthrough. The Boiling Blood. For each unfilled squad slot, the minion receives plus 4 armor, plus 4 resistance, plus 14 dread, plus 14 attack, plus 4 evasion, and plus 6 accuracy. Also known as the YOLO Solo.
Amazing what they just leave lying around.
The YOLO Solo build is when you have one character, just one, with these bonuses, because it's for each unfilled squad slot. So one character means these bonuses times 3. That's a lot of stats. And basically they just solo the entire thing. I think one of the most popular of this is the Fallen Dampier, because she goes into her stance, Exploit Anger, she deals stress damage, which is kind of irrelevant, but each time someone hits her, she'll counterattack for an obscene amount of damage, and the counterattacks will restore 50% of the damage dealt as Vigor. It's pretty bonkers. But another one I've heard of, an elusive one I've never tried, never seen, is the Lich. Because of course, as I was just talking about, it's as if fate has rewarded me. I was just talking about how Shrapnel doesn't trigger if the Lich is the first person in the position. Well, if the Lich is the only character in the freaking combat, it's obviously not going to trigger, because he'll be the only one there. And, yeah. Sounds fun. Boiling Blood plus Vampire Fangs. I think the Lich would become unstoppable. So, next time, it's time for some memes. It's time for some YOLO Solo Lich action. We're gonna need a good name for this Lich. But speaking of good name for the Lich, if you have names for any of our lovely little creations, feel free to let me know. We didn't see any in the first one. Well, someone left a name, but it's for a creation that doesn't exist at the moment. So, besides that one, if you have any names, feel free to let me know. We still have the Burning Blood to decide what we're going to do with. And we have these leg cuffs just in case. And we have, surprisingly, legendary armor. Who deserves this? I don't know. But we'll think about it more next time when we take on the very first boss of the video game. Because we're just going to blow through this. We're going to go left. Smack, 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 smack. So next time, the Keymaster. Thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. You should look forward to our climb through the Memescendence as we build towards absolute memish destruction.